Hey everybody, it's Gothic Mayhem, and here's the part 2 of that line art video that I promised you guys. So for this, I'm going to be coloring the whole thing in with Prismacolor markers, which are alcohol-based markers. And alcohol-based markers are just markers that blend really nicely together. They aren't water, they aren't made with water, they're made with alcohol. I don't know, look it up. I'm not good at explaining things. So as you can see, I started with the hair, and with these markers, because I'm using a chisel tip, because I accidentally bought the ones with chisel tips and not the ones with brush tips, it's a little harder for me to get everything to look nice. So what I'm doing instead is I'm accounting for my chisel tip by going in the direction that the hair would go. Usually a brush tip is easier to blend, easier to not go over as many times and make things darker. So it was a bit of a struggle to color this in. I really did enjoy the way the hair turned out though. I thought the use of darks and lights and the overlap really made it stand out. So these markers are double-sided. So as you can see, that little end of the marker there that I just used, I might use it again right here. Nope, still the big one. Now I'm using a darker color, by the way. So both of them are the same marker, same color. It's a double-ended marker, and one end is a really small little nub, and the other one is a chisel tip, which is the big marker you see here. I'm just going in and doing some extra shading of the hair, make it look a little more realistic. Although, once again, I'm not going for realism. Like I said in my last video, the bangs are definitely my favorite part of this whole video. In hindsight, the lines that I ended up putting here don't look the greatest. I should have probably used the smaller end, but I didn't. So I tried to blend it out a little bit to see if I could make those lines look a little nicer, but hey, you live and you learn. So what I'm using now is a colorless blender, which is just basically an alcohol-based non-colored marker. And it's really just made to add a little bit of extra alcohol to try to blend colors together. The problem I found with this marker was that it picked up a lot of the ink itself, and it really just kind of like brought it to wherever I was trying to blend afterwards. I believe I had to wipe the entire marker off at one point because I tried to blend the skin color and it added a little bit of blue. This end right here is what I was talking about, the smaller end. As well as, I have no clue where my red went, so I just kind of gave her orange lips, and I thought the color contrast between her hair and her lips looked really nice. That's just one thing that I probably wouldn't have done if I had lost my red marker. Now I moved on to the skin, which is something that I probably should have started with, again in hindsight. So the art store by me, it's called Mike's Art Supply, and these are the markers that they had for skin color. So it's kind of a nice in-between mixed skin. I was trying to find some like dark browns, some mixed browns, and some light tans, and at one point you even see me try to use the like a white skin tone on the face right here, and it doesn't look good. I was trying to use it as a highlights base and hope that maybe I can go around it, but it's just so bright. Uh-oh, my phone went off. Sorry. Yeah, it's just so bright and really pale, and it's more like a really, really pale person. So I ended up just going over it. Maybe I'll use it with another color at another point and see if it looks a little bit better. Maybe use it as just like a blending or a slight highlight. It wasn't terrible to use the chisel tip. Which is surprising because a lot of artists don't like the chisel tip. But I rather enjoyed it. It's something that was a little bit of a challenge, but it wasn't too much of a challenge. Here I'm just darkening up those lips. Add a little bit of brown to that top lip. And then I went over it again in another orange, just to make it darker. Here I'm just trying to blend together all the skin tones and make them look a little better. One of the reasons that I should have started with the skin tone was I was grabbing a little bit of the blue with the colorless blender at the beginning, and I really had to be careful not to grab the other colors and blend it into the skin by accident. We're just going in with some shading. Just a little bit of a darker brown color. Shading for me is a really fun process. I don't know why, but I just feel like it makes the image look more three-dimensional and it really makes it pop. Where if there wasn't shading, it just looks so flat and boring, and I really enjoy the way shading makes an image look complete. Touch-ups to the eyes, just doing some little things now. I thought the white to the eyes looked a little too white and really matched the background and made them seem hollow and not like a drawing, but the background kind of coming through. So I threw a little bit of that original like white tan color onto there, and it looked alright. I might just use it as a eye color for now. And here we are with the colorless blender again. Just blending up that shading, trying to make it look a little nicer. I did notice that the colorless blender did also make everything darker. Alright guys, well that is about it. I'll let you finish up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. like, favorite, and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Don't forget to hit that bell, I guess it's a thing now, and so YouTube will let you know when I post next. Bye guys!